What's up, YouTube? This is Big Mike. I have to give credit to one of my subscribers for informing me of this news. I had no knowledge of this. It's kind of ironic in a sense that I was told this. Now, I'll give that reason in a moment. The subscriber name, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I think it's Hayes. Um, was it Hayes 06 or something like that? I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, or saying it right. But he informed me that Leon White, better known by wrestling fans as Vader or Big Van Vader, died on June the 18th of pneumonia and heart disease. He was 63 years old. The reason why this is ironic to me is because I was aware. Matter of fact, I think I did a video back in 2016 about this, where he announced, I think it was like the fall of 2016 or something like that, where Vader announced that doctors had diagnosed him with congestive heart failure and given him about 2 years to live. And he later regretted coming out with that information, saying that he had seen a third doctor who was more optimistic with his diagnosis. And Vader, who had announced his retirement from wrestling, resumed his wrestling career. And I remember reading, like literally, I'm being honest. I actually read about Vader. If he died June the 18th, I think I read about this past weekend. Like literally, I just read about Vader, and the news I got was he was improving. He had underwent heart surgery, I think it was in March or April of this year, and he was improving, doing better. But he did show on social media, might have been his Twitter account, his scar. It's a very grisly, I think the word I see constantly was gnarly looking open heart surgery scar. You can still see the stitching. And but he was improved. Supposedly he was improving his health and whatnot. But ominously, in a match overseas, it might have been in Japan or China or something like that, he passed out during a match. He attributed it to exhaustion or something like that, or virus. I can't remember the cause, but most likely it was related to his heart condition. And although the news was that he was improving, his heart gave out on June the 18th. The one thing I remember about Vader was, despite being such a big man, about 6'4", 400, maybe 450 pounds, what I remember about him was he was so agile for a guy that big. You know what I mean? You didn't really see people his size quite that agile. The only other guy that comes to mind as far as being close to his size with that agility is Bam Bam Bigelow. Now Bam Bam Bigelow was just a freak of nature as far as athleticism, but Vader was 6'4", 450. You know what I mean? And was doing somersaults and doing all of this type of shit that you just didn't see wrestlers his size do. We're used to seeing, although I know Andre the Giant was much more mobile when he was younger, but we're used to seeing guys like Andre the Giant or Big Show, even though they're bigger than he was, 500 pounds or whatever, more or less use their size and their strength to their advantage, but not being able to do some of the things that the little jitterbugs do. But Vader was, especially I would say well, I would say Vader's zenith as far as the way he was pushed. I would say was probably the mid '90s, I guess. I remember he was on WCW, but I especially remember his run on WWE in the mid to late '90s. That's when I remember him being pushed a lot, and that's when I remember him being at the forefront of wrestling more so, where he actually was in like big matches. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a a wrestling historian by no means, but I do remember growing up watching a certain era of wrestling. So when I saw this, when the guy, my channel, informed me of this hit home because I do, you know, follow the wrestlers of the '80s and '90s into the mid 2000s. You know, I'm very familiar with those wrestlers. So when I heard this news, man, it really hit home with me, man. And sad news, man. Vader, Big Van Vader, dead at the age of 63.